Humiliated, ignored, and pushed away from the table. Well, that is the explosive accusation that is now shaking Israeli politics. Ladies and gentlemen, a ceasefire deal has been signed, but inside Israel, the real deal, it is not the battlefield. It is over the influence, pride, and political control. Former Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid, he has launched a direct and sharp attack on the current leadership, targeting the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with words that are unusually harsh, even by political standards. Mr. Lapid, he claims something very, very shocking. He says Israel had almost no role in shaping the ceasefire deal between the United States and Israel's own conflict partners. In simple words, Israel was not sitting at the decision-making table, it was watching from the sideline. And that, ladies and gentlemen, he says is not just a mistake, it is a diplomatic disaster. Now, let's pause here because this is not just a small political disagreement, is it? Well, this is how a war-ending deal it was made, and who was included and who was left. In fact, Mr. Lapid goes even further. He completely rejects the idea that Israel was involved in any meaningful back-channel coordination. He calls these claims empty lies, suggesting that the government is trying to create a false picture of the influence. And yes, then comes the strongest line of all. Mr. Lapid, he accuses Mr. Netanyahu of turning Israel into a client state. Basically a country that is forced to accept decisions made elsewhere, even when those decisions directly affect its national security. Can you wait for a second? Think about that word, client state. It is not just criticism, it is a political earthquake. It suggests reduce independence, reduce control, and reduce authority, and that too in very important decisions. And yes, in the meantime, the ceasefire deal itself, it continues to raise questions about who really shaped it, who benefited from it, and who is sidelined during these negotiation talks. Because you know what? In modern conflicts like these, what happens off the battlefield often matters just as much what happens on it. And right now, Israel's internal political fight, it is becoming the part of the story. So let's conclude this now. The big question now, it's very, very simple, but very, very powerful. Was this a diplomatic success or just a moment where Israel lost control of the conversation entirely?